then we'll kind of just talk.
Sick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome to the It Just Works podcast. My name's Cameron, and this is Alfred. And we just decided that we are going to do a podcast about what works in the film industry, in videography. A little background. I've been in this industry making video content for brands and companies and just really anything that my little heart sets out to do when it comes to video for about 6 to 8 years now. Ever since I graduated college in 2016, 2017, I've been in pursuit of this. And I own Clear Sky Creations. We're rebranding to Clear Sky now.
Clear Sky. Clear Sky.
Just Clear Sky.
Wow, that's news to me.
Well, I didn't tell you that?
No.
Well, the logo, everything says just Clear Sky now.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It was like painting on the wall, but not that like we're making the change, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's official. Yeah, we're making the change. It's Clear Sky.
I have to change my email. Like.
Oh, yeah, right? Well, I don't know if the domain's changing.
I know.
Just the branding. Because Clear Sky is going to be like the parent company.
Yeah.
And then Clear Sky Creations is going to be like our heart towards startups, small businesses, like people like trying to grow their brands, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Clear Sky Beauty and Clear Sky Sports.
Yes.
And those are going to be our two niche networks into the sports world and into the beauty world because we work with a lot of pharmaceuticals. We work with a lot of beauty brands, med spas, aesthetic practices, those kinds of things. But we also work with a lot of sports. My background is in baseball. I grew up with baseball. Your background is in personal training and lifting and exercise, energy drinks, you know. So we have our specialties, and definitely. I think those are the two, right? Yeah. On top of our startups, you know, partnering. I think this whole company was built on partnering and growing with startup businesses. Yeah. And that's why it exists. Nice. So, that's just a little rundown. All the boring stuff, get that out of the way. You're like, who are these two bozos? Yeah. That's a little backstory as to what this whole thing is. But Alfred's got, I'm going to let you speak because I've been talking this entire time.
Yeah. Okay. So a little bit about me is I've been in the film industry production since I want to say a little over a year and a half now, kind of professionally at the very least. But I've always like followed and kind of kept up on social media with like different creators and stuff like that. And I would say that's probably where most of like my origin comes from, is definitely social media, like you said, I'm come from a background in personal training, fitness, just kind of the overall lifestyle of being, just that health, fitness lifestyle. I think that very kind of sums up who I am and who I was before, and then who I like continue being, and just involving the film productions area now. Yeah. So I think now figuring out now that I'm a little bit more in the industry and kind of figuring out what direction that I want to go in, and kind of starting to narrow that down to different things. And I feel like I don't do anything in particular. Like I do this one thing and that's what I do. That's very much not me. And I think that's just kind of part of the journey that I'm going through right now. So,
and I think there's room to explore that, right?
Yeah.
So that's what everyone does. The number one advice I got is do everything and figure out what you hate.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that you could hate in this industry. And then if you hate something, or do everything and then figure out what you hate the least, right? Yeah. Because it's going to be a grind. Everything. Doesn't matter who you're working for or what you're working on. There's always going to be something, right? But yeah, that's I think just to give the viewers or the listeners some context, I brought Alfred in because we were looking for somebody who can be sort of like a part-time videographer here at Darno Athletics. That's where our office is. We're located inside a baseball batting facility. Strangely enough, everyone doesn't believe it when I tell them, but it's true.
Which is pretty legit. I feel like we're so used to it now, but it's kind of gangster, not gonna lie.
It's super gangster. And what's funny is like I've always had this dream of getting this like office with a podcast set up, and so I can like do it myself, but also do it for clients. But it's not really a great business model because after 12 o'clock, it gets really loud here.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
it's pretty tough.
it's fine for us because, we're not paying ourselves to make a pod,
Yeah,
like, but if
exactly.
I was going to charge somebody, I'd want to
Yeah.
make sure that this was quiet, and it is not quiet.
No.
You could hear kids banging and clinking and hooting and hollering. Sometimes you hear the bass drop
Yep.
with the music, which is fine.
Yeah.
We live with it,
Part of the game.
but it's cool. It's cool to have a space that we can make content and talk about stuff, just talk about what makes stuff work, or just like geek out. And I think that's kind of why I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Talk about what we do on set, talk about maybe some advice that we can give people looking to make content themselves, talk about films that we are obsessed with and the techniques that filmmakers use that we've noticed and maybe want to comment on, build each other up, those kinds of things.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then eventually I would love to make some short form content of scripted content.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the future, right?
Yeah, that was always like the goal, right? To kind of make these short scripted content and like short films essentially that we could post on social media, like literally just for fun, and that we can both be creative in our own rights. And we even talked about it's like, okay, for this one you're directing, I'm DPing, and then vice versa, and then we'll switch off every week, and just curating that kind of environment of creativity and having the technical skills to kind of back that, but also keeping each other accountable at the end of the day. I think that was a huge part for us.
Haven't done it yet, though.
We're getting there. Jumping
Hard.
back into it.
Yeah, hard to jump back into it.
Yeah, but
for me, it was easy when I was doing the Baseball Bro stuff.
Yeah,
because I was making skits for that.
Yeah,
it was just easy to like have a theme,
Mm-hmm.
Like every week I was just like, okay, what can I do that's funny for baseball?
Yeah,
and that was always really nice. And I think that's what's keeping us back for It Just Works is like we're missing that theme.
Yeah.
But I was telling you and Ryan's another person that we work with, great member of the team. Like I think a good theme would be just like office style TV show.
Yeah.
But
Slapstick
video,
comedy kind of
video
thing.
production company.
Yeah.
So many things we could write about in
100%.
that. So many funny moments that we can do, and super relevant,
Yeah, definitely. I feel like especially that kind of thing, because I feel like now, at least maybe like just what I see on social media, like film and like social media, doing the social media thing and all that, it's like so like sought after. And it's like very popular, and doing all this and seeing people on set, it's like that's exciting, which again, for like everyday people, they're not on set every day and stuff like that. So it makes sense that they get excited when they get to go on set or see stuff behind the scenes. And that seems like BTS seems like it's a core pillar in most people's, social media game. So I think, again, just shedding more light in like a different, format, in a different area, different modem, I think it's going to be super healthy and super popular for a majority of people that want to just like deep dive into it.
The behind the scenes is huge, and that's like how every TV show is promoting right now.
100%.
And like even the studio. Did you mention the studio yet?
Yeah,
No,
100%.
Yeah.
You haven't finished it?
No, I haven't.
It's so good.
Shoot,
dude.
I got to.
Yeah, when we were at the there's a scene where they're in Vegas, and there's Bryan Cranston's like climbing the little fountain outside the Venetian.
Yeah.
And we walked past it because we were in Vegas last week. So I was like, I took a picture and sent it to my brother because he was just like, he understood what I meant by just sending this random picture,
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. But yeah, it's 100% one of those things where like they're filming on location, they're filming in LA, they're filming in the places that are recognizable, so like people can go there and see that and do that.
Not just that, but like I know like when they were doing the marketing for it, they were doing like just really awesome types of shots, right? Like they were doing these incredible one shots, and then they were showing the behind the scenes of how they pulled it off.
Oh yeah,
like they were having like dummy desks or dummy tables that they were pulling away for the camera to kind of glide in and then pull out and then slide the table back on, so it looks like the camera was floating over a table.
Yeah.
And it's like those shots where you watch them in real time and you're just like, I mean, most people probably don't think about it, but I do. I'm like, how the frick did they pull that off? You know? And then seeing the behind the scenes is just like, oh, okay, that's how they did it. Now I want to see that scene. Now I want to see the episode. You know, it gets you motivated to go watch it. I think that's a really strong marketing tactic. And not a lot of brands utilize that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I have noticed like brands right now aren't utilizing it. Where I have seen it utilized is in like big blockbuster films, actually, in like short form and like TikTok and stuff like that. That's where like those things pop off. Like, so instead of just playing an ad for the movie or the trailer, you'll see a BTS shot of the actual movie of what's happening, and then it makes you more excited. And then maybe after they'll play the actual trailer so that you stay and watch it. But I've seen that a lot actually, and it seems like it's doing really well. So.
Well, there's a really good format for like smaller brands that they're mixing in, and I haven't seen any big brands use it. But what it is essentially they'll do like a phone behind the scenes video, and then they'll do like a title that says like, what is this guy doing? And then they snap into the commercial.
Yeah, the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's really good because, you know, it gets you curious.
Yeah.
And then to see, like, you're like looking at the shot and you're like confused yourself.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a commercial, and then you're immediately taken off guard. And it's almost like social media is this like game of like, touche, you win.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm watching this video now.
Yeah, I've seen one like literally like yesterday. I was just scrolling on Instagram, and I think I saw something like that, and it was like a BTS shot of a guy on a gimbal like filming like this fighter or something, and because I'm in the industry, I know that like this dude's gimbal just goes to sleep. Like it just shuts down and just goes to sleep, and he needs to go change the battery or whatever, you know. He needs to do something and then walks off. But it looks like I would imagine like something broke on his camera, or it's just like, oh, and then he walks away and it's like, what just happened? And then you cut to like the actual spec piece that they made, or the commercial, you know. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I was like, I could see how that means like something just broke. What just happened? Let me see what happens, you know.
And everyone in the comments is like, great marketing, good job, good marketing.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. But does it work though?
At the end of the day, like I think.
Do you think people are purchasing whatever that product is? You know,
I have no clue. I feel like it gets eyes. I feel like good work, no matter what, gets eyes. And the second, all you need to do is like gain enough attention to sit and watch, and then the work speaks for itself. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like a double-edged sword. Like even if you post work, but you can't get retention, then there's nothing about that. And vice versa.
I see it a lot in spec.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't see it a lot in practice. Like, I'm not seeing Nike put out a campaign where they're like, what is he doing? And then it's the Nike commercial. I just see the Nike commercial, you know? So I'm not sure if it's adapted yet, or not adapted. I guess that's the wrong word. If it's like in practice with the big brands, or, you know, I mean, a lot of these big corporations are just late to the party sometimes.
Exactly.
You know, so it could be one of those things. But yeah, I like that piece of content. And then there's another type of content that always gets me. Musicians. Have you ever seen the type of content that musicians do where they'll make it look like something bad or wrong's happening, and then their music's playing, but you don't realize it's their song, and it's like a build-up part, and then the minute it like hits the big moment of the song, or the TikTok payoff of the song is what I call it.
They like start singing.
They start singing, and it goes into like a cinematic music video mode.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like I just watched one the other day
Yeah.
where it was like fireworks gone wrong, and it is like this girl setting up the camera and like trying to like pose in front of the fireworks or whatever, and the guy's like, you know, trying to light it, and he's freaking out because it's like not lighting or something, and then it finally lights, and then it goes to the TikTok moment, you know, like the TikTok part,
frame.
and it's a cinematic shot of him singing to this girl, and the fireworks are in the background. I'm like, whoa, dude, this was freaking like, you got me in the first half, and then in the second half, I'm like, okay, smart.
Again, you win.
Smart.
Touche.
Smart content gets rewarded on social media. Real smart content. And yeah, that's what I aspire to do with my clients. But sometimes it's hard to convince clients to see that vision, you know?
Yeah. It's hard because it's like there's definitely like this level of trust and definitely a level of like risk at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you don't know if it's going to work.
Exactly. And I think what you said was right. Like smart content gets rewarded on social media 100%. But I also think like stupid content gets rewarded on social media, unfortunately.
Oh, probably even more.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that is where, when we're talking about, you know, these bigger companies and everything, it's like they can't risk that. Like they just like, even though no one's like one person's neck is on the line for that, because at the end of the day, it's like these huge corporations have projects going on everywhere. It's like they still can't justify that like spend on a risk and kind of going for it. But everybody loves it when it does end up happening and it's like, oh, you did such a great job. But it's like at the end of the day, it's a giant risk. And I think smaller companies, smaller creators are just more willing to take those smaller risks because they are smaller risks at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah, because they have not much to lose.
Exactly.
Other than their reputation, but no one knows who they are.
Exactly.
At least not yet, right? Something I've been noticing, though, is like sketch comedy is like really going through a change. Like, and it's been going through this change for a while, but more so than ever, I believe sketch comedy is turning into like almost as if like you can't tell if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Like if it actually happened, you know? And I think that's really interesting because it's changing the way that we consume sketch comedy or just like comedy in general. Like a good example is Aldo or Aldo. I don't know. This guy, he's bald. He's kind of short. You would know who he is if you saw him.
Okay.
But the reason why you'd know who he is if you saw him because he has like a bunch of viral videos, but they all are like one iPhone take, like a funny moment. Like he's a dude where it's like, Aldo, do you have anything to do with the helium shortage? And then he's like, I have no idea. Have you seen that video?
No, I don't think so. Sounds funny though.
It's really
concept.
It's really funny. I just watched a video he did the other day, and it's like he's DJing a funeral, and it's like bow 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 bow. DJ Aldo, bow bow bow, and literally it's like a full funeral, and he's like back there on a DJ booth, but it's just like bright light, like casket there, and everyone's just sitting there just like watching him, and he's just like going ham, and one person like gets up and leaves. It's like clearly staged,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you know, but such lengths to go for like one like 10-second, 5-second joke.
Yeah.
And like that's pretty much like, you know, that could have been a whole skit. Like the Key and Peele era.
Yeah.
That would have been a whole skit. It's like, oh, who do you have?
Production,
Yeah.
everything.
You'd be like, oh, who do you have for this funeral? Oh, we hired DJ Aldo, you know? And it's like, why'd you hire a DJ for a funeral? Let's go, guys! Dun, dun. You know, like that could have been a
Hilarious.
total skit.
Yeah,
but
100%.
instead, now it's just like this one clip.
Yeah.
And that's what these comedians are doing. And people love it. People eat it up. Do you think it like ruins like actual scripted sketch comedy? Like, does it make it less authentic or funny because you can't see it like actually happening?
Like curating into like an actual skit, you know?
Yeah, because like real life, like in the moment, like captured on the phone comedy is way funnier than like, I mean, well, debatable.
Something that's staged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you know it's like, you're like, oh, that's real. That's hilarious. Like, can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's always like that conversation that like, you know, the 2000s comedy movie, the Adam Sandler movies of the age, or the Jim Carrey movies of the age, those are like kind of dead now, extinct.
Yeah.
Do you think the reason why is because this kind of comedy is like now popular?
I don't think so. I think it's just a transformation of like what these kind of comedians kind of are doing in like their own content. Because at the end of the day, like there's so much like before social media, it's like how do comedians kind of make it or like gain traction? It's like they go to comedy houses, they like do their thing on stage, and they're just playing the game of like, hey, people don't have enough attention and they don't actually want to go to a comedy club and pay for 2 drinks and do the thing, you know? So it's like there's less and less people. I reach way more people over here on this sketch, and this is more likely like a vehicle to get them to my page rather than I want you to fall in love with this one video and go viral because of this one video, you know?
But bro, this guy rented a funeral home, got a casket, got like a number of extras, a whole DJ table for like a 5-second joke.
Yeah.
Unless he made more content in that day.
Yeah.
Like it was like
Around
a
that.
whole production for just a 5-second social media joke.
And I think there's something to be said about that, like high risk, no reward, low reward, you know? And it's just like,
I don't know, pretty rewarding. I mean, it went viral. Like
Yeah.
you got millions of views on it.
but like inherently, right? Like this is a lot of work for this 5 second, like still a high risk because you're putting on so much. And then it's like, theoretically, there should be a low, when you're ideating that, like it's a low reward. Like this is just a 5 second clip. Like how crazy can it really go? Obviously there's like that. And I think that's why it plays, because it was such a high production and it was only for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I think that plays more into social media rather than not. You know what I mean?
I know. I just like, it's just sort of like interesting to me. And that's why I brought it up. That,
Yeah.
Like that is sort of like the future of comedy.
Yeah.
It's like creating these super elaborate things that are almost like ridiculously underplayed, but like are designed to just be like a scroll stopping 5-second funny
Yeah.
comment like bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and I think that's the evolution, like because it's so minuscule in like the grand scheme of things, but like this how much effort is actually being put into it. And I think that's why people appreciate it. You know?
Like, are we ever gonna get another Hangover movie though? Because of that, like, are the Hangover movies dead now because of this kind of comedy?
I would say so. I mean, we could talk about like other versions of comedy, right? I think again, YouTube and like personalities coming from comedy is like blowing up as far as like how many comedians are being seen and being recognized and how like actually funny they are and like actually intelligent as a comedian are. And I think it'll just transform into something else rather than just kind of viewing it as like Hangover and those types of movies are dead. And it's like, we're in different times. Like there's no way we can ever get back there, you know?
So, but movies are going to live on. Movies will
Yeah.
still get made.
100%.
So we're just not making funny movies anymore.
No, I think
Or-
it's just different type of funny now. Like,
So we're just
it's not the
making-
same slapstick kind of stupid comedy like these like 2000s movies were, you know?
Yeah.
I think it turns into like a little bit more complex, a little bit more of like a
Like deeper, multiple
layered
genres,
kind of
layered.
ideas and comedic kind of notes rather than just being like make a
Like Dumb
funny-
and Dumber is just not happening.
that just wouldn't kill it today. That just wouldn't. Like it'd be demeaning. You
Man,
know?
I love Dumb and Dumber though.
I know, and it's
It holds up.
No, yeah, I know. All those movies like Hangover, all those like again, Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, all those types of movies, like they're classics, you know? But like even in that vein, like call it like say Elf, right? Christmas movie. It's respectively a Christmas movie, but also a comedy, right? And so like that wouldn't do well today. Like that.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, inherently it's a Christmas movie, so it'll get views of like no matter what. But
I think that would be my only thing that would do good. I don't think a Hangover movie that gets released today, I don't think it's crushing it in the box. But like Elf would, because it's a Christmas movie and it's a good one. It's a funny one.
yeah.
So it's like something like,
But would
'Cause
a comedian say that's a comedy movie? You know?
I guess not. I mean, it's a family comedy.
Yeah.
So that's in a little bit different category.
Like more niche.
Yeah, because you're trying to get something that is good for kids, but also good for. I don't think family comedies are going away.
No.
Those will always be around.
I think family content and like kid content will always be there, like no matter what, you know?
But I think the adult comedy movie is in real jeopardy,
Yeah.
especially after seeing that kind of like. There's more examples.
No, 100%.
Of people just doing like sort of the sketch comedy, but it's like somebody pulling them over and being like it's a cop like and pulling somebody. He's like, "Oh, dude, I think we're in trouble," and the cop's like being ridiculous or something. You know, like it's a whole bit.
Yeah,
But it's just
exactly.
shot on the phone.
Yeah.
I think the Please Don't Destroy guys actually kind of came up with their sketch comedy like that,
I
where
don't
it's
think
like
so.
they're all they're the SNL guys, the redhead guy,
Oh, gotcha.
and the dude with the curly hair,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the other guy. Their whole bit was like they're in like the living room, and you know one person would walk in, they'd be like, where were you? Oh, I was blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But their sort of comedy styles transformed or transferred over into like the heavily produced SNL format pretty well.
Yeah.
Like it's what I noticed is, and we could talk about this for years, but we can move on after this bit. It's very fast. So it's like joke, 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 and then it's always just catch you off guard joke.
Yeah.
Like, what's Bob Dylan doing here? He's like, hey, you know, like something, you know, you're like, what the, you know, like,
why?
yeah, it seems like that's the new comedy, but it doesn't work in a movie. It only works for sketch.
Yeah.
Because like that's not a believable movie. The Naked Gun reboot is a good example of what I feel like a comedy movie would.
Look like today.
Yeah, because it's just
And you
so
said
random.
it wasn't good.
I said it was like whatever.
I mean, as a movie, you would expect that, you know,
Yeah.
already. Like that.
I think you need like a younger guy to star in that to
Yeah.
make it a little bit more tight.
I think it's part of like that. This is funny because this person is doing this.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I mean?
he's so serious.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the.
I
Like,
thought it was pretty funny
like
though.
the Nicolas Cage movie that he made about himself and is like inherently
Yeah.
funny. That was like funny because
Wait, that one was good.
No, yeah, I know. I actually really liked it, and it was just like, but it's inherently making fun of himself.
Yeah, there has to be like a deeper sort
That's
of
multi-layered. It's not
Yeah.
just like funny. You know, he was like in Naked Gun. I haven't seen it, but I've seen trailers where he's like a little girl, and then he takes off his mask and is
Yeah, and he's beating
Liam
people up
Neeson.
in a little girl outfit.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
okay, like sure, this is funny.
Yeah.
But going off of that, I mean, talking about movies and stuff, I think movies in general are just kind of like dying. Like again, we on our drive back, we listened to that podcast about these. What are they called? The mini movie thing?
Micro dramas.
Micro dramas. Yeah.
Yeah.
After listening to that, I wanted nothing to do with that. Like at all. Like I don't want to support it. I don't want to talk about it. Like and not even like not talk about it, but like bring light to it or like anything. I was like totally kind of like disgusted with the idea.
And what are we doing right now?
Literally talking about it. Yeah, I know.
No, so for people who don't know, micro dramas are these 60 to 90-second video clips that tell a feature-length film story, but they're on these platforms that are like owned by China or Chinese companies, and they're like broken up into like 60 to 90 segments. And essentially what happens is they take the fundamentals of like saucy movies, like billionaire gets treated like a poor boy, you know, or like these titles are like insane.
Yeah, for real.
Like they're like soap operas, like crazy over the top when it comes to like these characters don't act anything like a normal human being would act in our world, but they're just like, it's almost like the hero is always underappreciated, or the romance is like so like over the top that you're just like, it's like satisfying to like see the resolution of it.
Yeah.
But what they do, because I went down the rabbit hole on one, I
Yeah.
only made it to like maybe 15 or 20 episodes. I just kept watching the ads. They made so much money off of ad revenue of me being in there.
Most definitely.
But every single episode, it ends on a cliffhanger. And so you always think that the next one I'm going to know what's going down. And then you kind of get fed a little bit of what that cliffhanger is. But then there's a bigger cliffhanger, and then another and then another, and then another, and then another. And they're just always just leaving you on these freaking heavy cliffhangers. And you're just always like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And I think in the podcast, the director who was talking about it summed it up real nice. He's like, we're not serving gourmet food here. It's empty carbs. And people love empty carbs. They love ice cream. They love popcorn. They love just friggin' bread, Reese's peanut butter cups. I don't know. That's my favorite candy. So, but they love empty carbs.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's empty carbs. It doesn't bring any value to your life. It doesn't bring any sort of satisfaction when you're done with it. It just fills your literal short-term brain. And it's the reason why it's such a lucrative industry is because there's like 60 to 90 of these episodes. And if you want to watch the next one, you have to wait a day, or you could pay money to buy gold and then use gold to unlock the next episode, which is freaking insane that's still a thing that we just somehow are like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Like, how do we not put it together that when you're buying gold, you're just buying another currency that is designed to trick you into not knowing how much money you're spending?
Yeah, it just gamifies it, you know? Like every other game, there's microtransactions, and you buy these coins, and they do a certain, or gems or diamonds or whatever. You know?
But they do it on purpose because they don't want you to do the math, because
$100.
$4 gets you 100 coins, and then when it's like, oh, this thing's 50 coins, you really don't know how much it costs.
Yeah, no.
Because you're like, oh, what's $4 divided by 100? You're not doing that. You're just
100%.
like, cha-ching, oh, I have enough? Okay, sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. It's crazy.
Yeah. I like just hearing them talk about it. I was just like, this is, and again, it was like the director who was doing it. Like,
Wow.
and he seemed like an American director. He could have not been, but like seemed like
Probably
from the United States. And just like, and again, it's just like a giant money grab. And they're shooting these on like Reds and like professional productions.
Aries. Yeah, no, it's all legit. Like,
Yeah.
I have a buddy who is a director on these exact videos that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And he's telling me, he's like, these things are freaking like full on productions. The only thing that they're not union. So you got a lot of non-union talent just trying to get a break, but then a lot of people like us that are trying to get on sets and on scripted or narrative. And, you know, ethics aside, or just like personal beliefs aside, I feel like it's a pretty good opportunity for filmmakers to, you know, hone in their craft. Like, how good can you tell this soap opera? Like, how effective can you make this? Like, what's your directing prowess on set? Like, maybe you're not, like, I don't know. If you have like an ego or something, and you're like, you think you're going to be the next, Quentin Tarantino or whatever, you're like, I'm not going to freaking waste my time directing these.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, like, can you make a Quentin Tarantino film today? It'd take a lot.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it was hard to make a film. Now it's easy to make a film. Anyone can, because there's these cameras, like the cameras we're using right now for this podcast were better than the cameras that they had back in the day when Quentin was making films. And also not expensive to get your reels developed, right? So there's only a certain amount of productions going out every year. If you could figure out how to get the money to make one of them, then your movie's going to get seen by a lot more people, because there's not that many out. Market saturated though, you know?
And again,
and you got to just go where the money is.
But I inherently, like, personally, obviously, like disagree with that. Like, go where the money goes. Like, I just do. And again, like hearing this director, he's talking about it. It's like, hearing this director, it's like he was talking about it like, oh, I wouldn't have cut this movie like this, but, you know, not my film. And it's like, you're the director.
Yeah,
it
is your film.
What are you talking about? Like, you just press record, or you tell people what to do, and then you leave set, and then you're cool. I'm good. I collected my paycheck. I'm like, that's why I disagree with it so much. And I'm just like, this isn't art. This isn't like, again, it's empty calories, and everybody fucking loves it, and I hate it. Sorry.
Well, there is something to be said about like, this existed before this existed, you know? Like, there are definitely films on Netflix that the director just cashed a check, filmed, and let the editors do whatever they wanted with it, you know? So I mean, yeah, it's something, but something that I feel like you can't necessarily, like look down on the directors who are directing this thing too heavily, because like at the end of the day, like if I were to choose my career to be, you know, shoveling poop for circus animals or directing micro shorts or whatever they call them, micro dramas.
Yeah.
I'm directing micro dramas because I just love being on set.
Yeah.
I love making films. Maybe I'm, you know, but that's, I mean, we're comparing it to shoveling poop.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like,
there's so many worse things you could do.
yeah, 100%.
It is
totally
kind
agree.
of like an ethical thing, though. It's like, do you want to be making stuff that's costing people $40? He was saying $40
For
a movie are what some of these people are paying.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Insane.
And these movies are getting millions of views, like hundreds of millions of views.
And again,
nationally.
And again, like, since they aren't union or aren't, like, they're just kind of wherever, it's like you have no connection to that at the end of the day either. Like, once that's out, that's just kind of out. And, like, you don't gain anything from it. You don't really, you know, like, are you imagining, like, you're going to be, your name's on this director, you know, queue on these credits and stuff like that? Are you taking that proudly? Are you even putting that on your resume, you know?
Probably
like
not, dude.
Probably not. So it's like, in the long term, sure, this is like, short term, great, money grab, you know, secure your bag, do what you got to do. I know the film industry is hard right now. But at the end of the day, like, long term, like, this isn't helping anybody, and this isn't going to help you in the long term either. That's why I'm just like,
well, I could get us on one of these sets if you want to see it.
I really don't. But I'm curious. That's why I want to.
I know, me too.
But I would be so judgmental. I would be so negative. Obviously, I wouldn't be rude or anything, but like, I would feel so strongly against it. You know what I mean? Like,
I love your zeal.
I know.
In this industry,
Again, I remember like listening to that. I was like disgusted. I was like genuinely upset. Like, after listening to that podcast, I was like,
oh
my
boy,
goodness.
I hope my buddy doesn't watch this and think that
like, I hate him.
Yeah.
Nothing against you personally, but like, that's just my stance.
I get it. You know,
Yeah.
People have their stances. It's all good.
Exactly.
Let's switch it up a little bit.
Some a little lighter.
I want to talk about let's talk about like this funny set moment. I really want, this is like the one thing I wanted to talk about.
Vegas.
In Vegas. Yeah. We did a job in Vegas, and it's so funny because like, this never happens to me.
Yeah.
What we did.
You're usually pretty good about this kind of stuff.
I'm really good about this.
Yeah.
This like never happens. But we're in Vegas and we're doing something very similar to what we're doing right now. It's two guys. They're talking back and forth, but they're talking about, you know, doctor stuff.
Yeah.
Eye care, and there's like some breaks in between because there's like some talking points that we want to do, and we're not going to use it as like a long form. I mean, maybe we will, but it's going to be like just little social segments that we were filming, but given sort of like this podcast style. And we're just like in the middle of shooting it, you know, like they're joking back and forth, you know, we're talking back and we're like, just like kind of like decompressing from this like really scientific conversation. And in this break, I'm like, I'm just going to drink a little coffee. I have this iced coffee, right? And so I go up, and then all of a sudden I hear dude on my left just say, "Oh, that's a really good idea, actually. Let's talk about this." And just starts talking. Like we're full set, we're rolling,
Going
everything.
for it.
And now coffee is here. Ice is here. But like not like fully flat, you know, where
You can just hold it.
it's like a little downturn. And so I'm like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do? You know? So I'm like, I don't want to spill, but I also don't want you know? And so what I tried doing just to like kind of conserve my arm strength was lower it like down here. And then all of a sudden, right in the middle, he was going off too. He was spitting.
Yeah.
And it was great points.
Yeah.
And it was great content. Right in the middle of it, it just went. And he just does one of these. and just looks back at me,
You're
and I'm like,
3 feet, like 3 feet.
yeah,
from this
I'm
guy.
like right behind him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. I can't believe that just happened. I was trapped.
Yeah.
I was trapped.
Yeah.
And he's like, who is this guy? Fired. You
Yeah.
know?
Luckily, he was like very funny and like very cool, and he just like made a joke about
And
it.
he's really good.
No,
too.
yeah,
So like he had no
100%.
problems redoing that, and
No.
it was great.
Not an actual issue at all.
He wasn't even that far in. I honestly
It was like 5 seconds in.
happy it happened when it happened, because I
100%.
was like, this is gonna happen anyways. That's what I told myself after. But I was like thinking about it in hindsight, which is funny because like in the moment, like you were the one that greeted them right away. You're the one that put the mic on.
Yeah.
You were the one that like kind of told them where to sit and everything. And then I just kind of come moseying out of the bathroom because I'm like getting the cards set up, making
Yeah.
sure that there's nothing on there that could be that shouldn't be deleted or formatted or whatever. I'm coming all moseying in and like giving you the cards and like kind of taking my spot, monitoring all 3 cameras from
Yeah.
my little area. They probably thought you were the dude,
Yeah.
you know, the owner of the company,
Yeah.
the guy calling the shots.
Yeah.
Because we had a producer on set that was kind of like another dude that was like giving insight to what they should be saying. So I was just kind of like making sure the cameras are all like dialed in and being that guy and the lighting and all that. So they probably thought you were that guy, and I was just like some hired help.
Yeah, exactly.
And then here I am just ruining the shot for him. I just thought that was just like a really funny thought experience.
Great moment. It was
Yeah.
a great moment. It's hilarious. Again, you're usually pretty good about that stuff. Like you usually like. I don't think I've ever really seen you kind of like make a mistake like that on set.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've had some pretty crazy set experiences. Like I had a really bad cough one time on set.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Really, really
remember
bad.
that.
And I would hold it in till my eyes are watering.
For real.
And I'm just like, and then by the time they're done, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, that's happened before. I've also had the stomach flu on set before, which was horrendous.
That was rough.
That was in New York. It was in the Hamptons in the wintertime. I thought I ate like just bad eggs that morning or like something bad the night before. But I don't think it just didn't go away after. And I was just sick for 2 days.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, so it was definitely a stomach flu issue. But in between takes, I would just bolt to the bathroom to yak.
Jesus.
What is funny is like, you know, they flew us out to New York. And then when we flew out to New York, we drove to the Hamptons. It was like a big travel experience.
Yeah.
And there was only one day that we could do this. And there was only 2 people on set. It was me and then like the director.
Yeah.
Or like the guy feeding the questions or whatever. So, and that guy could not step in and do camera stuff.
No, yeah.
So I freaking weathered through that. And not once did I ruin a take with my yakking. And I ruined a take with my coffee.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Again, happy it happened when it happened.
Same.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
It's a good story. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really had anything like physically wrong while I'm on set, you know? And I'm glad I've never had that experience.
Knock
so far.
on wood, bro.
I know. We're supposed to be on set tomorrow.
I know. Yeah. Tomorrow's going to be fun.
Yeah, I've been like exhausted on set, like just tired, and like we've just like get to like past that 10-hour mark and you just kind of hit a wall, and I remember feeling that.
It happens.
Yeah, for real. And then it's like, oh, this is a 3-day shoot. We're on day 2. We're past that 10-hour mark, and it's just like, I still got to come back tomorrow to do this again. And it's like, oh my God.
Tomorrow's going to be fun for you, though. You're going to be grip.
Yeah.
It's a new role
Yeah.
for you. I mean, you've pretty much done grip stuff on our sets.
Yeah.
Not the official title is grip, because our set's a little more nimble, tight, you know, less
100%.
crew. But this one's going to be a big crew, I bet.
Yeah.
3 cameras, shooting all red, anamorphics.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to be a cam op.
Nice.
You're going to be a grip.
Should be fun.
Not my production company, but it's going to be a good time.
Good experience. Should be a good experience. 10-hour days. So,
10-hour days in LA.
in LA.
Yeah, interviews.
Are
So
they?
pretty chill.
Yeah, it's just straight interviews.
Yeah, you're going to do most of your work in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. And then chill the rest
And then
of the day.
just nothing.
I'm gonna bring my laptop and just work.
yeah, it's
Just gonna
good.
edit.
I'm gonna be jealous, bro. I'm gonna be out there freaking
Just staring at a screen.
Yeah, staring at. Well, I think they want me to be handheld.
Oh, like straight handheld.
Yeah, but with like an easy rig.
Yeah.
So I'll be just like
Just getting like.
I think I'm going to be the tight handheld focus shot.
Oh, you're not gonna have like an AC?
I don't think so. I know. Anamorphic, handheld, red, no AC.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think they're gonna make my life a little easier and like, well, I'm gonna try to make my life easy and like maybe get like a sandbag I could put it on so I don't have to like be holding it the whole time. And that's just my theory. I think it's gonna be A cam straight, straight on. B cam will be on a Dana dolly with a little movement.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that'll be tight or wide. I'm assuming it'll be wide because that way it's not as like dramatic of movement. And then C cam, he was thinking handheld, easy rig, and I'm just assuming it'll probably be probably more of a profile, just like keeping the head sort of like in that quadrant, and then maybe getting like details like the hands or like tapping or like the foot. Or
It's just one subject at a time, or
I think one subject at a time.
Oh, okay.
And then we're gonna do B-roll.
Yeah.
Don't know anything else.
Sick.
So it's all gonna be a surprise.
For real. Like we literally know nothing about this.
I know, it was so last minute.
Literally.
Just a buddy that I know from up north.
Yeah.
Who works at a production company. He's like, "What are you doing Tuesday, Wednesday?"
Yeah. And I just happened to be in the car with you when you got that message.
Yep.
I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sick. Yeah, that should be fun.
Anyways, I think we should wrap this up, man. I think we talked a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about stuff. Does it work?
Yeah.
Should we have segments on this show?
I don't know.
I mean, I think so.
I think this is a good little like snippet like intro,
Good launch.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a good launch. I think there's a couple social media clips in there.
I
too.
100% agree.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Yeah.
And we should just turn and burn.
Yeah.
Post these immediately.
Yeah.
Maybe even like tomorrow.
I'm down.
So people could be watching this
while we're on set. We just talked about this.
In real time.
Yeah, exactly.
They know our exact whereabouts as they're watching this.
In LA. We will be in LA when you are seeing this.
Ooh. Is that dangerous? Just give
that
our
is
location.
Most definitely.
We're not telling where. LA is a big city.
Exactly.
They have no idea.
We're at this studio.
Wait. All right. Well, that was It Just Works. I'm Cameron.
I'm Alfred.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.